The second most important thing is how to handle ongoing HR support. The average business in our study is 178 employees, but the median, which means the 50th person, is only 76. How do I handle human resources if I only have 20 or 30 employees? And what we see in small business as often the issue is career pathing. The Fair Labor Standards Act is a big issue, as you can tell, for most small businesses. And that is the law that essentially governs how we pay people. Most of them probably pay their customer service people a salary. But it is not accurate under the law, okay? So outside salespeople is one. Another one that is often at odds is the professional exemption. So a professional exemption is going to be your engineers, your accountant, your human resource people, you know, the high-level people where it requires a certain level of education to do that job. Now, what we attempted to provide was that the receptionist kept a list every day of what time people came in and went out, just so people knew who was in the building. They said, absolutely not. For all we know, you stayed up all weekend making those up. Unless she had signed off on them, they did not count as a work record. They ended up writing her a check for $58,000. Let me tell you, if that girl worked 30 hours a week, it was a lot. But that's what happens, and that's why we have these conversations. That's why we like to highlight these things to you. The way you will know your team is using the right form, the new form is 2 pages, where the old form was single-sided. Okay, so that's just, I like to give you easy ways to know that if your team is doing the right thing or not. You get them up to date. I have found that the Department of Homeland Security is very lenient if you do a self-audit. That's what this says. Self-audit is critical. So what you do is you take your payroll register from today, you compare it to your I-9s one by one. Anything that's either not complete or if you're missing one altogether, fill it out, get it up to date, get it completed, or get one on the person, and then put a note in the front of the binder that says, as of July 25th, we went through, we did a self-audit, we found these errors, they've now all been corrected, and all is good. And then one that literally just got onto the Senate floor last week is the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. What that is looking to do is add sexual orientation and gender, what do they call it? Gender, I wrote it down. Gender identity, thank you, to the Title VII, male, female, age, things that you can't discriminate against. Hopefully nobody's doing that anyway, but at the moment it's not law. So they're looking to add it to the law.
It's law in the state of Illinois, though, so.
Okay, so these are the 3 big ones in Congress right now that we're just watching as HR professionals. And then these are just at the end, you know, this is sort of a checklist of things we talked about today to go back, talk to whoever's responsible for your HR. Okay, 2 or 3 minutes over.
If you keep
Yeah.
It,